At the first pale light on a January morning in 1943, Oahu carved through the calm waters of the South Pacific with her crew at full alert. In the breaking, shimmering dawn, the sleek, matte-black American submarine strained on the surface at full speed, 18 knots, her powerful diesel engines leaving a boiling wake astern. Oahu was approaching the Vitiaz Strait, a narrow waterway separating the Solomon Sea from the Bismarck Sea off the northeast coast of the big island of New Guinea. The strait was a maritime choke point, patrolled by Japanese aircraft and anti-submarine vessels from nearby New Britain Island, dangerous waters for U.S. submarines. Oahu's 71 crew members shared an edgy expectancy. They were embarked on a war patrol to seek out armed enemy ships. They would be risking all. Thousands of miles from a friendly port, they would face the enemy alone. Defeat would mean death in their own iron coffin, in a nameless deep. They were heading into a no-man's sea, and Oahu was fair game for foe or even friend. Patrol planes from Australia had a nasty habit of dropping bombs on American submarines. Normal doctrine called for Oahu to dive beneath the surface at first light and proceed submerged. But the situation was not normal. Oahu was holding to a breakneck pace to reach a Japanese-occupied harbor, and running on the surface would save precious hours. Now, 7 days out of the U.S. submarine base at Brisbane, Australia, Oahu was several hours ahead of schedule, headed for her patrol area around the Japanese-held Palau Islands east of the Philippines. En route to her assigned area, Oahu had orders to make a slight detour, if possible, to reconnoiter the anchorage of Wewak on the north coast of New Guinea, captured by the Japanese in the conquest of the East Indies the year before. It was used by the Japanese as a staging area to support amphibious operations in the Solomon Islands chain. Thanks to her 4 powerful diesel engines, Oahu was able to maintain an 18-knot speed, almost 21 statute miles per hour. A knot, a nautical mile per hour, is 1.15 statute miles an hour. To fit in the requested reconnaissance, Oahu was running at full speed on the surface despite the proximity of Japanese airfields. Submerged on batteries, her speed would have been reduced to 5 or 6 knots at best. Though crew members were apprehensive, they were curiously confident. For Oahu, on her 3rd war patrol, was commanded by 2 officers whom they trusted and whose leadership was soon to become famous throughout the U.S. submarine force. The sense of confidence was pointedly shared by the executive officer, Lieutenant Richard O'Kane, a handsome 31-year-old sailor with light brown, almost rusty hair, a strong jaw, firm set to his mouth, and an open face. Dick O'Kane was of medium height and in fine physical condition. A New England Yankee, O'Kane was energetic and outgoing, but sometimes sharp-tongued. His temperament was changeable, the crew thought. He could be voluble, or he could be quiet. The XO seemed by turns charming or curt, warm or irascible. But whatever his mood, he had a reputation as a hard charger. O'Kane put Oahu into commission on June 15, 1942, as executive officer under then-skipper Commander Marvin Kennedy. O'Kane was delighted with the vessel's name. U.S. fleet boats were named after marine life, and a Oahu is a large, swift game fish. But Oahu sounded to O'Kane and the crew like the name of an Indian tribe, so her battle flag pictured an American Indian headdress.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.